Right lads, here we are. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the first experiment for FM20 on the channel. It is the start of my In the Premier League series that we're running over the next couple of months. There's going to be 4 or 5 episodes. Today we are taking a look at England. We have put England in the Premier League. I've made a club, decent reputation. Even though they're predicted to finish 7th, they've obviously got better players than maybe Arsenal and maybe even Chelsea. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on this season. We're just going to simulate one season. Well, I'll take a look at the squad first. Let me know down in the comments before I click to the end of the season to see how England have got on. We've taken, I think, Watford out of the Premier League, put England in, Gareth Southgate in charge. I did a rule. We're going to take a look at the squad right now where basically I've only taken a maximum of 2 players from each club. I haven't taken sort of like, obviously you can take 3 or 4 from Man City, 3 or 4 from Tottenham, 3 or 4 from Man United, Chelsea. I haven't done that. I've literally limited to 2 per club, so it didn't weaken the others too much. So we've got goalkeepers, Tom Heaton, Nick Pope, Dean Henderson. Now I think I classed Dean Henderson as Sheffield United, I think. 2 right backs, Max Aarons, youngster from Norwich, Trent Alexander-Arnold. We could have obviously had others, Wan-Bissaka, but we've obviously used Man United players. Kyle Walker would have been another choice, but because we were going with Trent Alexander-Arnold, it didn't make sense to use a Man City slot or a Man United slot on Wan-Bissaka or Kyle Walker. Left backs, we've gone for Aaron Creswell, pretty much a backup. Ben Chilwell will be first choice. Once again, we didn't go for Danny Rose because we've chosen other players. Centre halves, we've gone for Maguire, Lascelles, Stones, and Ben Godfrey, who I am a bit of a fan of. Pretty good in the game, and also he's ex-York City, so he was always going to get in. I think he plays in the under-21s as well. Once again, it did make it a little bit harder by having the 2 per team quota in, but I didn't want to weaken some of the other sides too much and make it a little bit too unrealistic. Centre midfielders, we've gone for Harry Winks, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, James Ward-Prowse, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Declan Rice. There we go. So they're the main 4. Declan Rice, Harry Winks, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, James Ward-Prowse. 5 if you include the Ox. So I'm hoping he does play in central midfield. We are a little bit light in there. We haven't included Henderson, mainly because I thought Ox would be a better choice, and obviously we got Trent in. So Henderson is out. Dyer, didn't have room for Dyer either. I didn't want Ross Barkley anywhere near it. We went for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He is starting injured, so he probably won't feature much, but I am a big fan of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Wide players and attacking midfielders, we've gone for Raheem Sterling, Grealish, Mount, Reece Nelson, because I didn't have any other Arsenal players in it. I didn't want to pick Chambers or Holding. So we've gone for Reece Nelson. Just boosted the squad a little bit as well. Fastened it out a bit. And then we've got 4 strikers. Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Callum Wilson and Jamie Vardy. So that is the squad. Let me know down in the comments where you think England are going to finish. Will they get in top 6? Will they break that top 6? The prediction is no, they're going to finish 7th. I think they're going to finish 4th. I think they can finish 4th. Let me know down in the comments where you think England are going to finish. And also, make sure you leave a like on today's video. Right, simulation time. We're just going to go forward a full season. See how the England have got on. Let's see where they're starting. They've played a couple of friendlies. Who is that? Playing in Hong Kong, so they're on a bit of a tour. They're starting at Liverpool. And they're finishing away at Aston Villa. Wembley's their home. Did I do some staff? I did do some staff. So we've got Joe Cole as a club director. Forgot about that. Gary Neville and Sam Allardyce as club directors. I think I actually did the club as fan-owned. Gareth Southgate manager. I went for Chris Woods because I knew that he was in the game and he was English goalkeeping coach. Chris Powell because he's already on the coaching staff anyway with England. Steve Holland once again because he's already on the coaching staff with England. And that is it. There's no reserves. I think they've actually put Lascelles has scored a couple. I don't think Henderson and Godfrey are in the under-23s, which is a little bit disappointing. But they probably are third choice goalkeeper and fourth choice centre-half. There is, I'm not sure off the top of my head if I actually put in a transfer ban. I was aiming to put a transfer ban in January. They've only got January anyway. I have got the finances rich. It does say in brackets, cannot sign players over 20 years old until Wednesday the 2nd of June. So maybe that's the limit that I put on. I'm not too sure. But they're not going to do massive moves in the January anyway. Let's see how England get on. End of the season. Can they get into the top 4? Right. Here we are. I'm on the Newcastle page now because I haven't seen how the league's going to work. I didn't want to type it in because obviously it comes up England and it tells you where they are. I didn't want to type in Premier League because it tells you who the olders are. So I thought we'd go this way. Newcastle popped up because Steve Bruce's job is insecure, which is a bit harsh because they've finished 15th. He's had a pretty good season there. So let's have a little look. Let's see how England have got on. Let's see which of you guys down in the comments has guessed correctly. 7th. As predicted. So they didn't break the top 6, which is really disappointing. I thought they might have done 60 points is poor as well. They did finish 7 clear of Everton, so they were well in there. And they were kind of no higher than 7th. Oh no, sorry, they went up to 5th a little bit. But then they finished. Oh, they were. They must have had a poor run because they were there. Look, they were 6th through most of the time and then have dropped down on week 35. They've ended up dropping down for the last few games. So that's disappointing. And then finishing 5 points off Man United. So they've probably blown it. Let's just see the schedule. They got knocked out of the FA Cup quarter final. Oh, look at April. Look at April. 1, 2, 3 defeats in 5 games. Only 4 points from a possible 15. Tough games, I suppose. Arsenal away, Manchester City at home. But then a disappointing home defeat to Leicester. Right. Carabao Cup. So they got knocked out of the FA Cup quarter final. Carabao Cup. Lost on penalties to Cardiff. So that's a bit smelly. That was a bit smelly. Right, squad-wise, let's see. Looks like they're rocking with a boring 4-1-2-2-1. Very generic. Well done, Gareth. How have the players performed? Who's been playing? So most appearances, Raheem Sterling, 43. Is that in all? Pretty much in all competitions. So 38 league games. He's had a decent season, decent return. Harry Kane and leading goal scorer. Harry Kane, 15. Only 15 in 40 games. Only 13 in the league. So not great. Not great for Harry Kane at all. Raheem Sterling, 14. Jadon Sancho. There's not many, if you can see, there's not many actual greens. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players that have made it. So we're looking at John Stones, Nick Pope played 11 times. Sancho, Vardy, but he hardly played. 9 starts. He's gone out on loan to Schalke. So he's not even there. He's gone out on loan to Schalke. Oh, of course, his name's different, isn't it? His name's coloured there. Harry Maguire's had a decent season. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 7 assists. Harry Kane, 10 assists. Who's not played? Callum Wilson's not even started. Reece Nelson, which I thought. Ward-Prowse, Aaron Cresswell. Thought Ox would have probably played more games. But he looks like he's had a bad... Oh no, he's just got injured by the looks of it. Rashford's only played 9 times. Which if you think, 9 times when he could have played up top and on the left... He's barely kicked a ball there. So it looks like they've definitely gone for Sancho over Rashford. Dean Henderson's managed to pick up 12 games, 10 in the Premier League. So they haven't been set on a goalkeeper. Heaton's played 20. Nick Pope's played 11. And Henderson has played 12. So that means that Sterling has played every single game. Carabao Cup, FA Cup and Premier League. And he's got a decent rating of 7.59. Now, does that get him? There, 7.58. in the Premier League. Goals, Chrissy Wood, loves it, doesn't he? We've got nowhere near. Harry Kane, 13. That's really disappointing. Pass completion, Virgil van Dijk. Best English one, Harry Maguire, John Stones. 2 centre-halves. We don't want 2 centre-halves with pass completion, do you? Dribbles per 90, Jadon Sancho up in 5th. Offsides, Raheem Sterling, 7 clear of Todd Cantwell. It's a random one. Goals conceded. Tom Heaton's done pretty well, but he hasn't played as many games. Joe Hart saving a couple of penalties. Well done, Joe Hart. Where's assists? Kevin De Bruyne, 18 assists. Wow. Harry Kane, best England player, down in 7th. Right, guys. That is it. Short and sweet. Just a little series that I'm doing over the next few weeks. So we've got, I want to do 5. So England today. We've got Wonderkids coming up. That'll be the next one. Then the over 35s. Then a team of free transfers in the game. That'll probably be difficult. We could be facing relegation with that one. And then I've got one more that I'm going to leave down to you guys to leave suggestions over the next sort of like 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 episodes. Let me know down in the comments. 5th one, what kind of team would you like me to put together and put in the game? So let me know down in the comments, what would you like to see? Right, guys, that is it. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. That is it for Christmas. Next episodes are now across on Saturday with York City. There's no more episodes during the week because it is Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you later.